Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. Of course, we're talking to Deep Waters Matt Riddle today. He's getting ready to do battle against Ben Saunders coming up here in Titan Fighting Championships 29. We all know why the UFC let you go for metabolites. Is that going to be an issue going on into the rest of your career? The same problem? Have you curbed it? Have you figured out a way around it? Like, what's going on with that process?
Yeah, I'm quitting further out. I already quit for this fight, and I knew the fight was coming up, so I had to be smart about it. I want the belt, and Ben Saunders is no slouch, so I want this one to count.
I asked Ben. I interviewed him a couple days ago, and I asked him about you and what he thought. He said that all that stuff is behind Matt. He's definitely going to be the toughest Matt Riddle that anybody's ever faced, and I get the honor of actually getting to face him. And of course, he goes on like every fighter is. He's not trash talking. It's just as we are as fighters, like how we approach the fight. He goes, so it's going to be a great fight for me to win because that's the best Matt that could possibly be. There's not going to be any excuses. There won't be any overturns. Won't be anything at all. It's going to be me just beating Matt Riddle, and that's going to be the end of it. And he's pretty confident because he's got four other guys that are fighting on the same card for American Top Team. So they're anticipating having a five fight streak going at Titan Fighting Championships, of course, ending with yours because they have so many guys fighting at one time. And of course, they have other fighters that have just fought in the last couple of days or last couple of weeks from American Top Team, and they kind of seem to be on a streak. Do you feel like that when you go to a fight and there's four other guys that are part of your team that are fighting on the same card, it helps or hurts you in the locker room getting warmed up and getting ready for the fight?
I don't know, and I've never thought of that before. I've fought on plenty of cards, and I've never been at a big camp before, like American Top Team or Greg Jackson or anything like that. So whenever I go into fights, especially when I was in the UFC, there's always a bunch of huge camps there, and I'm usually there with my trainer and friends, and I do my business. So I'm kind of used to that already, so I'm not too worried about that. And I fought plenty of American Top Team guys. I fought Steve Bruno from American Top Team in Florida, and he had a huge following down there and beat him my second fight, and I was only like 22.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. That's right.
not that Ben's not a stud. He's a stud. He's 6'3". He's strong. He's lean. He's tough. He doesn't break easy. I've seen his clinch work. I know what he's capable. He's a black belt. I know what he brings to the table. I know Dennis Hallman beat him. I know how I could beat him pretty easy. I've been working my striking to the limit. I'm working with pro boxers here in Vegas and stuff like that. I need to get to that next level, and I'm working with Ken Hahn. We're doing our thing,
Okay.
and I'm seeing results really quick, and I got a feeling that he's not going to know what to do with me anywhere. And that's kind of what I've been doing in the gym.
You've always been super athletic. You've always been very, very smart, athletically speaking. How you approach wrestling matches, how you approach fights, and it seemed like when you would lose a decision, it was just because you weren't active enough. You didn't have enough volume of action throughout the fights. At least to me. You've corrected that because then since like the Lance, was it the Barros fight the last one that you lost that was
Yep.
due to lack of volume, and then after that you kind of seem to figure out that you need more volume, you need to have a little bit more action, more. I hate to say it because you're a wrestler, so it's like more of a wrestling style where you're just kind of just being moving forward more, having a lot more action, moving sideways, and it kind of seemed you kind of turned the corner then. Is there something now that you're doing uh, different in camp to help you with your striking? Because it seems like whenever you put your mind to doing something different in your fight, the very next fight, it's a part of your game. It's not like, for me, it would take 3 or 4 fights before I could actually get it as part of my game and feel comfortable with it. You seem like 8 weeks later, it's part of you, you're good. You have no problem with it.
Yeah, well, I really like base myself. Like I'm good at wrestling. I'm good at jujitsu, and I hit hard. I'm good at striking. If you've ever spar with me, I'm not bad. And I pride myself on being really well rounded and being hard to deal with everywhere because that's a lot of guys' weaknesses. There's always a hole in their game. Like I believe Saunders' hole is probably the wrestling aspect of the game, and sweep and getting position on top. I think that's where he's going to have a problem with me. And I think I'm going to be able to chip away at the block and probably have some fun after that. And I think 5 rounds is really going to allow me to open up more because I really feel like after the third round, I'm just warmed up. I try to warm up in the locker room, but it's just not the same as getting in there. So I think that fourth and fifth round, if it goes there, it's going to be good. It's going to be
Are,
exciting.
are you going to try and do anything different in the locker room so you're a little bit more warmed up when you get into in the first round?
Yeah,
Round?
I've been doing a lot more just hard kicks and combos and a couple rounds on the pads. But you kind of want to save it all for the fight too.
Right.
So and also in North Carolina they have this weight cutting rule where you can only weigh 13 pounds over your weight in weight class the day of the fight.
Oh, so that's a benefit in my mind.
They,
That's a benefit for
yeah,
you.
they weigh you in the next day. So now you do get till nighttime to eat again. They only weigh you in at 10 a.m. So and then you still get 13 pounds, and then you get to gain like another 5 or 10 pounds, I guess. So
But you don't put that much weight back on fight day, do you? Like you're not the guy that comes in at 190, 195.
well, I'm not 195, but I probably come in 185, 187. I like to come in really hydrated because I know my warm up's gonna put me down like 2, 3 pounds, and then I can only get about another pound of water in before I get out there. And then in between rounds is maybe a quarter bottle.
Yeah.
So you just got to play it smart and just And I'm expecting Ben's got to have a tough cut. He's 6'3".
Yeah, you're 6'1", right?
And yeah, I'm 6'1",
And
so
it's
it's
and I
not the
always
easiest cut for me
I used to
either.
tease you when you first started. Oh, you're skinny enough to go to 55. You're skinny enough to go to 55. But we both know
Yeah,
it was just a running joke. It was never going to happen. You cut. You're very very lean at 6'1". You spend a lot of time keeping your weight down at a manageable level, so you're not cutting 30, 40 pounds before a fight. Ben, having that extra 2 inches does the same thing, but that extra 2 inches in height and that extra inch and a half in reach also causes him to have more weight. So he has a harder time trying to keep that weight down. He's going to struggle coming in. I didn't realize that Carolina has that 13-pound weight limit the next morning. He's going to struggle for sure. It's going to be a problem for him.
I figured it's gonna be kind of tough, but I figured he'll probably do an IV. He's got American Top Team. That
Yeah.
they're not stupid. They know how to make champions. He's probably got a Merrill's cocktail, a nice little IV bag. Because supplements get that nutrients back in your body as quick as possible. You need it. So,
Do you really think this fight's going to get all the way into the fourth and fifth rounds and the championship rounds, or do you
it,
think that you're going to be able to stop him before then?
well, if it's up to me, I mean, I think I'm capable of stopping it before then, and I think if I make a mistake, he's capable of stopping it too. He hits pretty hard, but I think I really want to push it to those fourth and fifth rounds because I really think I'll break him. I know I can if I go 3, 4, 5 rounds with but usually by that fourth, fifth round, I'm not moving slower. I'm moving faster, and that's when I start picking apart.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Matt Riddle. He's getting ready to fight Ben Saunders at Titan Fighting Championships 29. Can be seen August 22nd on Access TV, and it's coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Matt, thanks for spending some time with us.
CBS Sports.
CBS Sports. I'm sorry. I keep saying Access. It's CBS Sports. I apologize. This is rivaling Matt now, where NBC Sports obviously has World Series of Fighting. Spike has Bellator. Fox has got the UFC card. Now CBS Sports has Titan Fighting Championships. It's becoming where every major network now is a part of the group. How has CBS Sports been treating you? And from a production standpoint, is it kind of the same? When you're dealing with the UFC, has it been a little bit better? Has it been a little bit worse?
UFC is definitely at the top of their game. They've been around forever, and they've been, they're the big dogs for sure. So they're definitely if they say you were fighting this day, your flight was booked like a week later. And everything was ready to go. But with Titan, it's a little, they've canceled cards, pushed them back, and you know, it's still, it's still up and coming, but they're legit, man. They got good talent. They got me, Vinny, Saunders.
Yeah.
They're picking up talent. And the one thing I like about them, they're straightforward. If they're like, hey, we're gonna push your card back, they tell you. They give you advance. They give you a notice. So it's not like a week before they'll push it back. They usually give it like a good like couple weeks or 4 weeks. So.
What about the money? Like, because then if they push a fight back, that of course we're in a sport where we get paid when we compete. If we don't compete, we don't get paid. So if they push a fight back,
Well,
doesn't that hurt you financially?
Well, I'm looking at this. I don't look at MMA anymore as a job. I look at it as like a glorified hobby. I get to go in a cage fight on TV and look awesome. So I mean, that's basically all I'm doing it for now. I am getting paid, but the money's not like where I'd want it to be.
Yeah.
But it's good. I'm getting it's some money.
All right. Well, Matt, thanks for coming on here with MMA Oddsbreaker. Appreciate it. Good luck on CBS Sports coming up here on August 22nd against Ben Saunders. That fight is going to be a great fight. It's really worthy of being a title fight. I can't wait to watch that fight at home.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Take care, bud.
You too.